Borneo, a sprawling island shared by Malaysia, Indonesia, and Brunei, is a treasure trove of biodiversity, celebrated for its lush rainforests, vibrant wildlife, and remarkable endemic species. Beneath its verdant canopy, however, lies a world of the bizarre and unexpected. Join us as we take a look at the strangest things recently discovered in jungles of Borneo. Number 18. The towering giant of the rainforest. Deep in the heart of Borneo's Danam Valley, a new record holder was discovered in 2016, the tallest tropical tree in the world. This colossal yellow Meranti tree, measuring an astounding 309 feet tall, surpassed the previous record by a whopping 15 feet. To put that into perspective, this tree is taller than the Statue of Liberty and just a few feet shy of Big Ben. But it's not just the height that's impressive. This tree's canopy spreads an incredible 132 feet wide, creating a vast umbrella of leaves and branches. It's like a skyscraping apartment complex for the countless species that call the rainforest home. The discovery of this towering titan was made by Gregory Asner, a scientist from Stanford University's Carnegie Institution for Science. Asner and his team were conducting an aerial survey of the region when they stumbled upon not just one, but 50 trees that surpassed the previous height record. Asner, who had the privilege of witnessing this behemoth in person, described the experience as deeply impactful. It's not hard to see why. Standing at the base of a tree that's nearly as tall as a football field is sure to make anyone feel small. But why do these trees grow so tall? It's all about the competition for sunlight. In the dense rainforests of Borneo, trees are locked in a constant battle to outgrow their neighbors and secure their place in the sun. The taller the tree, the more light it can capture, and the more energy it has to grow and reproduce. Number 17. The sun bears. When you think of bears, what comes to mind? Grizzlies fishing for salmon in Alaska? Black bears raiding campsites in Yosemite? How about a bear small enough to fit in your backpack? Meet the sun bear, the smallest bear species in the world, and one of the most fascinating creatures in Borneo's forests. Don't let their size fool you. Sun bears are fierce predators with a formidable set of claws and teeth. These arboreal acrobats spend much of their time in the treetops, using their long, curved claws to tear open termite nests and extract the juicy insects inside. They also have an impressive set of jaws that can crack open the toughest of nuts and fruits. But sun bears aren't just skilled hunters. They're also master foragers, with a diverse diet that includes everything from honey and berries to small mammals and reptiles. In fact, their scientific name, Halarctos malayanus, means Malayan honey bear, a nod to their love of sweet, sticky nectar. One of the most distinctive features of the sun bear is the golden or white patch of fur on its chest, which gives it an almost bib-like appearance. Some people even say it looks like a rising sun, hence the name sun bear. But this flashy fashion statement isn't just for show. It's thought to play a role in communication and recognition among sun bears in the wild. Number 16. The flying frog. In the dense rainforests of Borneo, a tiny amphibian with an extraordinary talent has been hiding in plain sight. The Borneo flying frog, discovered in the early 2000s, is a master of the aerial arts, capable of gliding through the treetops with the greatest of ease. At first glance, this diminutive frog, measuring just 3 inches long, might not seem like much. But don't let its size fool you. The Borneo flying frog is a true marvel of evolution. Its secret weapon? A set of oversized webbed feet and extra flaps of skin along its limbs that allow it to fly from tree to tree. But the Borneo flying frog's talents don't stop there. This pint-sized performer is also a master of disguise, with the ability to change colors like a chameleon. By day, it sports a dull brown hue that helps it blend in with the tree bark. But when night falls, the frog transforms into a vibrant shade of green, perfectly camouflaged against the leaves. Number 15. The majestic Sambar deer. The Sambar deer, one of the largest deer species in the world, roams the lush rainforests of Borneo. These nocturnal giants can grow up to a whopping 7 feet long and weigh in at an impressive 440 pounds. That's about the weight of a baby grand piano. In fact, the largest recorded Sambar deer tipped the scales at over 1,000 pounds. Talk about a heavy sleeper. Despite their imposing size, Sambar deer are actually quite shy and prefer to keep a low profile. They spend their days snoozing in the dense undergrowth, only venturing out at night to browse leaves, shoots, and fruit. But don't let their gentle nature fool you. When startled, these deer can unleash a loud, barking alarm call known as puking or belling. It's like nature's version of a car alarm. If you ever find yourself face-to-face with a Sambar deer, you might want to keep your distance. When threatened, they've been known to dramatically stamp their feet and raise their mane, making for an intimidating display. And who can blame them? With predators like tigers and leopards on the prowl, a Sambar deer's got to be ready to stand its ground. Interestingly, the Sambar deer's appearance can vary quite a bit across its range, which stretches from India to Southeast Asia. This has led to some serious taxonomic confusion, with over 40 different scientific names being used to describe the species over the years. Number 14. Orangutan. When it comes to iconic Bornean wildlife, the orangutan is hard to beat. These shaggy, reddish-brown primates are the largest arboreal mammals in the world, and they're found nowhere else on Earth. But here's the sad truth. Orangutans are critically endangered, with only around 100,000 individuals left in the wild. There are 3 recognized subspecies of orangutan, all of which call Borneo home. The northwest Bornean orangutan is the rarest, with only about 1,500 individuals remaining. The central Bornean orangutan boasts the largest population, with around 35,000 individuals. And let's not forget the northeast Bornean orangutan, which is also facing a precarious future. Orangutans are true masters of the treetops, spending nearly all of their time high above the forest floor. Their long, powerful arms and grasping hands make them perfectly adapted for life in the canopy. And when they do descend to the ground, they walk on all fours, using their knuckles to support their weight, a trait that's unique among primates. But there's more to orangutans than just their climbing prowess. These intelligent apes have a rich social structure and communicate through a variety of vocalizations, gestures, and facial expressions. They're also known for their tool-using abilities, employing sticks to extract honey from beehives and leaves to scoop up water for drinking. Number 13. The Nomadic Guardians of Borneo. In the heart of Borneo's rainforests, a unique tribe has lived in harmony with nature for generations. The Penan people, one of the last nomadic hunter-gatherer communities in Southeast Asia, embody a way of life that is deeply connected to the land and its resources. For centuries, the Penan have relied on the forest for everything from food and shelter to medicine and spiritual guidance. They move through the forest with the seasons, setting up temporary camps and harvesting only what they need. It's a sustainable way of life that has allowed them to thrive in one of the most biodiverse regions on the planet. At the core of Penan culture is a deep respect for the forest and all its inhabitants. They believe that every tree, river, and animal has a spirit, and that it is their duty to protect and preserve these spirits for future generations. This worldview is reflected in their language, which has over 100 words for different types of trees and plants. One of the most iconic aspects of Penan culture is their traditional hunting and gathering techniques. Using blowpipes and poison darts, they skillfully hunt small game like monkeys and birds. They also harvest a variety of forest products, from rattan and bamboo to wild fruits and vegetables. Number 12. Spectacled Flowerpecker. High above the forest floor, in the swaying branches of Borneo's tallest trees, a tiny bird with a big secret has been hiding in plain sight. With its distinctive white spectacles and soft gray plumage, the aptly named spectacled flowerpecker is a master of camouflage and a tantalizing mystery to scientists and birdwatchers alike. First discovered in 2010 by a team of researchers exploring the Danam Valley Conservation Area in Sabah, Malaysia, the spectacled flowerpecker is a true enigma. Despite its diminutive size measuring just 4 inches from beak to tail, this elusive bird has managed to evade detection for centuries, hiding out in the dense foliage of the rainforest canopy. But what makes the spectacled flowerpecker special? For starters, this tiny bird is a true acrobat, capable of navigating the complex network of branches and vines with ease. Its long, slender beak is perfectly adapted for probing into the deep recesses of flowers and fruit, allowing it to feast on a smorgasbord of nectar, pollen, and insects. But perhaps the most remarkable thing about the spectacled flowerpecker is its uncanny ability to blend in with its surroundings. Those distinctive white eye rings, it turns out, are not just for show. They actually help the bird disappear into the dappled sunlight filtering through the canopy, making it virtually invisible to predators and competitors alike. And then there's the bird's unique vocalizations. Unlike many of its more boisterous cousins, the spectacled flowerpecker communicates with a series of soft, almost inaudible chirps and trills, as if it's whispering secrets to the trees themselves. Number 11. The Breathtaking Frog. Deep in the heart of Borneo's rainforests, a small amphibian with an extraordinary secret has been hiding in the fast-flowing streams and rivers. Measuring just 2.5 inches from snout to vent, the Bornean flat-headed frog might not look like much at first glance. But beneath that unassuming exterior lies one of the most remarkable adaptations in the animal kingdom. You see, the Bornean flat-headed frog is the world's first known lungless frog, a species that has completely done away with the need for conventional respiratory organs. Instead, this incredible creature relies entirely on its thin, highly vascularized skin to absorb oxygen directly from the water, allowing it to thrive in the fast-moving streams and rivers of Borneo's rugged interior. First discovered in 1978 by a team of researchers exploring the Kelabit highlands of Sarawak, Malaysia, the Bornean flat-headed frog remained largely unstudied for decades. It wasn't until 2008 that a team of scientists from the University of Vienna and the University Malaysia Sabah finally began to unravel the secrets of this remarkable amphibian. Using a combination of high-speed video footage, CT scans, and other advanced imaging techniques, the team was able to show how the frog's unique anatomy allows it to extract oxygen from the water with incredible efficiency. By flattening its body and spreading its limbs wide, the frog maximizes its surface area and minimizes drag, allowing it to breathe through its skin, even in the fastest flowing currents. But the Bornean flat-headed frog's adaptations don't stop there. This species also boasts a set of muscular, webbed feet that allow it to cling to rocks and other submerged surfaces with incredible tenacity. When threatened, the frog can even inflate its body to twice its normal size, making it a less appealing target for predators. Number 10. Steins Bronzeback. The Steins Bronzeback snake might be a newcomer to the scientific scene, but it's already making quite a name for itself. Discovered in 2007, this feisty reptile is a sight to behold, with its iridescent scales that shimmer in shades of blue, green, and bronze. But it's not just a pretty face. Steins Bronzeback has an attitude to match its flashy appearance. When threatened, this snake has been known to flare out its neck, revealing a striking bright orange coloration that screams, "Don't mess with me!" And if that doesn't do the trick, it's not afraid to deliver a painful bite. Growing up to an impressive 5 feet in length, the Steins Bronzeback is a formidable predator in the forests of Borneo. It spends much of its time in the trees, hunting for small mammals, birds, and lizards. But when it's not in the mood for a treetop snack, It's not above chasing down its prey on the forest floor. One of the most fascinating things about Steins Bronzeback is its ability to change colors depending on its mood and surroundings. When it's feeling calm and relaxed, its scales take on a more muted, bronze-like hue. But when it's agitated or ready to strike, those same scales explode in a dazzling display of bright blue and green. Despite its striking appearance and feisty demeanor, the Steins Bronzeback is still a relatively mysterious species. Scientists are just beginning to unravel the secrets of its behavior and ecology, and there's still much to learn about this colorful character. Number 9. The Scaly Savior. The Sunda Pangolin might not be a household name, but this scaly, ant-eating mammal is one of the most fascinating and critically endangered creatures in Borneo. Often described as walking artichokes or living pine cones, pangolins are covered from head to toe in tough, overlapping scales made of keratin, the same stuff that makes up our fingernails. But there's more to the Sunda Pangolin than just its armor. This nocturnal forager is a master of the forest floor, using its long, sticky tongue to slurp up ants and termites from their nests. In fact, its tongue is so long that it can extend up to 16 inches. That's longer than its entire body. When threatened, the Sunda Pangolin has a few tricks up its scaly sleeve. It can roll up into a tight ball, using its scales as a protective shield against predators. And if that doesn't work, it can release a stinky, noxious spray from its anal glands, a surefire way to deter even the most determined attacker. But despite its defensive abilities, the Sunda Pangolin is facing an uphill battle for survival. Poaching for its scales, which are highly prized in traditional Chinese medicine, has decimated wild populations across Southeast Asia. In fact, pangolins are the most trafficked mammals in the world, with an estimated 100,000 individuals being smuggled each year. Number 8. The Giant Walking Stick. Deep in the heart of Borneo's rainforests, a creature straight out of a science fiction movie lurks among the leaves and branches. With a body that can stretch up to a staggering 1 foot in length, Majestic is one of the longest insects in the world, and one of the most bizarre. Discovered in 2008 by a team of scientists exploring the forests of Sabah, Malaysia, Majestic is a true giant among insects. Its long, slender body is covered in tiny hairs that help it blend in with the surrounding foliage, making it almost invisible to the untrained eye. But what really sets Majestic apart is its incredible size. Females of the species can reach lengths of up to 12.6 inches, with legs that span an impressive 21 inches from tip to tip. That's longer than a typical school ruler, and more than enough to give even the bravest of entomologists a serious case of the heebie-jeebies. Despite its impressive stature, however, Majestic is a relatively peaceful creature. Like other stick insects, it spends most of its time munching on leaves and trying to avoid being eaten by predators. But even with its impressive camouflage, this giant insect is not invincible. Number 7. The elusive zebrafish. Deep in the shaded streams and swamps of Borneo's rainforests, a peculiar fish has been hiding in the murky waters. With its striking zebra-like stripes and shy demeanor, the aptly named zebra-striped fish has long evaded the gaze of scientists and nature enthusiasts alike. It wasn't until 2008 that this enigmatic species was finally given a formal scientific description, after years of being overlooked in the depths of Borneo's waterways. But even now, much about the zebra-striped fish remains a mystery. What we do know is that this tiny fish, measuring just 1.5 to 2.5 inches long, is a master of camouflage. Its black and white stripes allow it to blend seamlessly into the dappled light filtering through the rainforest canopy, making it nearly invisible to predators and prey alike. But the zebra-striped fish's elusive nature isn't just a matter of camouflage. This shy species is also a notoriously timid feeder, darting out from the safety of submerged logs and overhanging vegetation to snatch up small invertebrates and insects before quickly retreating back to its hiding spot. Number 6. Rhinoceros Hornbill. High above the canopy of Borneo's rainforests, a bird of mythical proportions soars through the skies. With a wingspan stretching up to 6 feet and a massive helmet-like casque atop its beak, the rhinoceros hornbill is a sight to behold. This avian giant is one of the largest birds in Asia, and it's not hard to see why. Its impressive size and striking appearance have made it a symbol of power and majesty throughout its range, from the forests of Borneo to the mountains of mainland Southeast Asia. But the rhinoceros hornbill is more than just a pretty face. This bird is a keystone species in Borneo's forests, playing a vital role in seed dispersal and pest control. Its massive beak and powerful jaws allow it to crack open even the toughest of fruits and nuts, spreading the seeds far and wide as it soars through the treetops. And soar it does. Despite its size, the rhinoceros hornbill is an incredibly agile flyer, capable of navigating the dense forest canopy with ease. Its wings are specially adapted for maneuvering through the trees, with a series of finger-like feathers that allow it to make tight turns and sudden stops in midair. But perhaps the most impressive thing about the rhinoceros hornbill is its cultural significance. In many parts of Borneo, this bird is revered as a symbol of good luck, prosperity, and fertility. Its feathers and casque are highly prized for traditional crafts and rituals, and the bird itself is often depicted in local art and folklore. Now it's time for today's subscriber pick. King Kong is a Hollywood legend, the most famous silver screen beast. But what if something similar existed in real life? A team of adventurers venturing into the uncharted depths of Borneo claim to have encountered a colossal creature, bearing an uncanny resemblance to the iconic King Kong. Though not as monstrously large as its cinematic counterpart, this creature is reportedly enormous and intimidating. They've even provided this photo as evidence to back up their mind-blowing claim. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments. Number 5. The Flowering Jewels. Deep in the heart of Borneo's lush rainforests, a botanical treasure trove awaits discovery. With over 3,000 species of orchids found nowhere else on Earth, this island is a true paradise for plant lovers and scientists alike. And in recent years, the treasure trove has only grown richer. Since 2007, a staggering 51 new orchid species have been discovered across Borneo, with the majority of them, a whopping 37 species, found in the island's famed Heart of Borneo region. Despite centuries of human activity and exploitation, the island's rugged interior remains one of the most biodiverse places on the planet, with new species being discovered on a regular basis. But what makes Borneo's orchids so special? For starters, these delicate blooms are masters of adaptation, with many species evolving to thrive in the island's unique microclimates and ecological niches. From the high canopy to the forest floor, orchids can be found clinging to trees, rocks, and even the backs of insects, each one perfectly adapted to its particular habitat. And then there are the flowers themselves. With their intricate shapes, vibrant colors, and often intoxicating scents, orchids are some of the most beautiful and beguiling plants on Earth. Some species, like the famous Rothschild slipper orchid, are so rare and coveted that they can fetch prices of up to $5,000 per plant on the black market. Number 4. The Earless monitor lizard. In the dense and shadowy forests of Borneo, a large and ancient predator lurks among the leaves and branches. With scaly armor and powerful jaws, the Borneo Earless monitor lizard is a formidable hunter, capable of taking down prey many times its size. But despite its fearsome reputation, this enigmatic reptile remains one of the least understood and most endangered of Borneo's many endemic species. First described by scientists in the early 1800s, the Borneo Earless monitor is a true oddity among lizards. As its name suggests, this species lacks the external ear openings that are a defining feature of most other monitor lizards. a trait that has long puzzled herpetologists and evolutionary biologists alike. But the Borneo Earless monitor's unusual anatomy doesn't end there. With a slender, snake-like body and long, powerful tail, this lizard is perfectly adapted for life in the trees, where it spends much of its time basking in the sun and hunting for prey. With its keen senses and lightning-fast reflexes, it is a formidable predator, capable of taking down everything from birds and rodents to other lizards and even small mammals. Despite its impressive size, adult males can grow up to 7 feet long and fearsome reputation. However, the Borneo Earless monitor is a creature of mystery. Due to its elusive nature and preference for remote, undisturbed habitats, this species has long been overlooked by scientists and conservationists alike. And as a result, much of its biology and behavior remains unknown. Number 3. The Saba Slug. The lofty peaks and misty forests of Borneo's Sabah region are home to an astonishing array of unique creatures, from the majestic orangutan to the elusive clouded leopard. But one of the most bizarre and beguiling of these montane marvels is a small, slimy, and surprisingly seductive little mollusk known as the Saba Slug. Measuring just 1.6 inches long, this colorful gastropod may seem unassuming at first glance. But don't let its size fool you. The Saba Slug is a true master of the art of love. During mating season, the Saba Slug engages in a bizarre and fascinating ritual known as love dart shooting. Using a specialized organ called the dart sac, the slug fires a sharp, calcareous dart into its prospective mate, injecting them with a potent cocktail of hormones and mucus. This chemical love bolt is thought to increase the chances of successful fertilization, giving the shooter a reproductive edge over its rivals. But the Saba slug's romantic exploits don't end there. This species is also known for its incredibly long and dexterous tail, which can stretch up to 3 times the length of its body. During courtship, the slug will often wrap this prehensile appendage around its mate, engaging in a sensual, slow dance that can last for hours. Number 2. The Lorda Merma. In the damp and dimly lit understory of Borneo's lowland rainforests, a tiny and industrious army is hard at work. Measuring just a few millimeters long, the Lorda Merma ants are among the smallest and least conspicuous of the island's many insect inhabitants. But what they lack in size and charisma, they more than make up for in ecological importance and evolutionary intrigue. First discovered in the early 2000s by a team of researchers from Japan and Malaysia, these diminutive insects have since become the subject of intense scientific scrutiny, and for good reason. You see, the Lorda Merma ants are not your typical colonists. Unlike many of their more familiar cousins, which live in vast and complex underground networks, these ants make their homes in the leaf litter and rotting wood that carpets the forest floor. Here, in the cool and humid microcosm of the understory, the Lorda Merma ants play a vital role in breaking down dead plant matter and recycling nutrients back into the soil. And with their tiny size and cryptic coloration, a dull reddish brown that blends seamlessly with the surrounding detritus, they are able to navigate this miniature world with ease, foraging for food and tending to their young without attracting the attention of predators or competitors. Number 1. The elusive clouded leopards. In the dense and towering rainforests of Borneo, a sleek and spotted predator slinks silently through the shadows. With long, powerful limbs and a muscular, agile body, the Bornean clouded leopard is a formidable hunter, capable of taking down prey many times its size. But despite its fearsome reputation, this elusive feline remains one of the least understood and most endangered of Borneo's many endemic species. First described by scientists in the early 1800s, the Bornean clouded leopard was long considered a subspecies of its mainland Asian cousin, the clouded leopard. But in 2007, genetic studies revealed that the Bornean population was actually a distinct species, with a unique evolutionary history and a range of adaptations that set it apart from its mainland relatives. Among these adaptations are the Bornean clouded leopard's incredible arboreal abilities. With long, sharp claws and a flexible, elongated body, this feline is perfectly suited for life in the trees, where it spends much of its time hunting for prey and navigating the complex canopy ecosystem. With its keen senses and lightning-fast reflexes, it is a formidable predator, capable of taking down everything from monkeys and gibbons to deer and wild pigs. But perhaps the most striking feature of the Bornean clouded leopard is its enigmatic and elusive nature. Due to its preference for remote, undisturbed habitats and its largely nocturnal habits, this species has long been difficult to study in the wild. And as a result, much of its biology and behavior remains a mystery. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.